See y'all later. Gotta go to work.
Okay.
All right. Name is Derek Pickett, 1996 graduate, Fort Valley State College, Wildcat. Tell you a story. There were two frogs walking down the street one day, just hopping, and they fell down into a valley. Fell into a valley when they was going by, and when they fell down into that valley, some of their friends were looking at them, and when they first started, they got discouraged, and they was like, they was, jumping. So first of all, they tried to jump, and their friends on the side of the legs, they were looking down and said, man, you might as well quit. You know what I'm saying? You good as dead. But they kept on going a little bit longer. And one of the frogs kept jumping, and he just said, "Bump it." He said, "Man, I just give up." He died. And the other frog, he kept on jumping. Probably AKA frog or something, I don't know. They kept on jumping. And the frog wouldn't give up. And the frog jumped, and he finally made it out of the valley. So when the frog made out the valley, the other frogs, they looked at him, they were talking to him, and they was like, "Hey, why did you give up? We told you just give up so you're gonna die." The frog explained to him that he was deaf and he thought they was rooting him on. So the power of the words is that sometimes in life you have to drown people out and let them encourage you. Because because if you text message, you see some sign language, sometime in life, it might feel like you're in the valley, you can't get out, but you got to take one person to encourage you and you can jump out. So my thing today is that those people at the top of the hill, they were doing some marketing. Some were doing bad marketing, and some were doing good marketing. But both of them worked. But it was the ears of the ones who were listening, or maybe the ones who weren't listening. So my thing to you today is like, are you still jumping? Because you're down in Fort Valley. But don't nobody know what Fort Valley is if you tell them. I was telling some people I was in Fort Valley, they said, "Fort Valley, Texas?" I ain't never heard of Fort Valley, Texas. So they taught me something new today. So I'm down here in Fort Valley, home of the top 5 Blue Machine marching band in the world. Went to 19 different schools, and they messed around, and they turned around, and they won the Shark Tank, beat out UGA. Yeah, I'm in the valley today. But I want to tell you today, like, this is one of the most important classes you'll ever take in life. Because you're two things in life. You're either marketing or you're being marketed to. Right. Because you're either following somebody or somebody following you. Which one are you going to be? Because
somebody gonna follow me.
Yeah, that's right. We got Wildcats who done been to the NFL, and we got some Wildcats that didn't do well. But it's all about the choice they made and how you applied yourself. See, when I came to Fort Valley, I did some things. Student government vice president, came in, and I was determined that I was going to make a difference. And this experience I had here at Fort Valley gave me the edge in life because I know how to deal with all types of people. And I'm here to tell you today that, hey, no matter where you're at, that you can make it. I also came to tell you that everybody ain't going to make it. Just make sure it ain't you. Make sure it ain't you. Because you in the valley somewhere, don't nobody know who you are, but, there's people in Fort Valley that went viral. You know what I'm saying? You can get famous overnight right now, but you got to start now. If you got a business idea, start now. Don't wait till you say, I'm going to graduate and do it. While you got them 30 extra hours you sitting here, do your research. Start going online. Start offering people. This class today, 1 but 3 people here, but you got somebody who told you what Mark Zuckerberg said. I ain't know what he said, what you do to impact the world every day. You know what I'm saying? And he said, like, education don't matter. So sometimes it ain't your election, sometimes it's your connection. So you got somebody here who'll do your resume. I'm sure she know the right resume to say to get you in that door. So why wouldn't I take her to do that? So y'all need to take advantage of the people around you, get their numbers, make contact, and make the best of it. Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I ain't got nothing against no job, but I change lives every day. And everybody in here has things inside of them that don't nobody else have. And I always tell people, you know, no matter where you at, there's one thing that'll change your life. You know what one thing is? Mm-hmm. Are you a marketing major or you play PE?
No.
Oh, just what's your major?
Veterinary
Oh,
technology.
veterinary. Okay, we gotta teach the animals. Dr. Doolittle. Okay. All right. Then, so what's one thing that'll change your life?
That would change my life.
Yeah, anybody's life, yeah.
Follow my dreams.
Follow your dreams. Okay, I'm Steve Harder. They got a bald head. Okay, what next?
I was already in here, but.
Oh, okay, you already know. But don't worry about that. She know. At least she's honest with it. What about you? One thing that'll change your life.
I don't know, I guess the people I know.
Okay, people you know. That's cool.
You.
Oh, I can change it. Of course, the guru, I can change your life. She's smart. She can read. I see why he hired you. I'm coming to Silicon Valley. All right, yeah. Can you do her resume? All right. But the one thing that would change everyone's life in here, I ain't see no marker, is an idea. One idea can change your life. One person in the dorm room said, man, we do some social media stuff. Came to Facebook. One person said, you take these pictures and scroll, somebody tell how they feel. Instagram, one idea. So everybody here is one idea away. One type of technology can make you have a franchise and make you the top veterinarian in the world. One idea. So what is your idea? I got a pen, I got a big pen, so I believe in big ideas. And sometimes you can't tell your big ideas to small-minded people. Think big, outside the box. A lot of people said things couldn't be done, but it's done every day. And one thing about it, sometimes you gotta go with your guts. You gotta go with what you feel. I've written 5 books. My last book I wrote was a book called Bet on You. I give everybody poker chips. If you ain't never been to Vegas, in Vegas they don't use money, they use poker chips. Well, it's a form of betting. So I tell everybody in here, when you keep my poker chip people around you, bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. See, I didn't really understand the Wizard of Oz until I got older in life. I realized a lot of us are going on the journey of Wizard of Oz because we're looking for people to have something that we have in ourselves. And you know, one of the biggest lessons I learned as a child sometimes, and I learned as an adult, is a piggy bank. What's so great about a piggy bank?
Save money.
Save, okay. You want to hear for that one?
Yeah, no, it teaches you the art of saving.
Okay, saving.
Saving.
Discipline.
Discipline? Okay, discipline. But you know what? It's none of that. You know the great power about a piggy bank is? And by being in the valley, every one of us is a piggy bank. Because you know what? Sometimes you don't know what you got in you until you get broken. All the things you learn in life, all those lessons that your professor taught you when you get down 5 years down the road, oh, that's what she was talking about. Yeah, take all that stuff and store it. Those days when you didn't want to come to class and one but 2 or 3 people, everybody else didn't come, they skipped, but you got a chance to meet the Facebook lady, that's the piggy bank. Yeah, the piggy bank. Learn from these people, because one thing about it is that, like, where we've been, where y'all been, we already been. Where y'all at, we already been. So y'all need to learn from your elders. Because what it took me 20 years to learn, or took her 20 years, you can meet her and learn in one day. Think about the gap. That's all college is. You're taking people's knowledge and you're learning in a short amount of time. You're getting your credentials. But the thing is, I don't know if y'all go like everyone shopping, and you go in inside your pantry sometimes, and you got food that has expiration date on it. Don't let it use it. Don't let your peanut butter get stale. Don't let your economics get stale. Don't let your crackers get stale. Don't let your math get stale. Use what you got. And a lot of times with people, it's like we get a lot of stuff, we don't apply it. It's only two things that make a difference between somebody who's successful and not successful. There's two things: persistence and determination. If you can get up and try harder and keep going and don't give up, who knows? You might end up getting where you want to go. But you got to try. You got to fail fast. One more thing I can tell y'all is that in life sometimes, the opportunity ain't going to come how you want it. Ain't going to come packaged like on TV. Bible boy, went to church, love the Lord, pay my tithes. But I heard a sermon one time, T.D. Jakes. Very first scripture in the Bible is, in the beginning God. In the beginning God did what? You remember the first one? In the beginning God. Yes. Come on Facebook, Google it. In the beginning God created the heaven. In the beginning God. In the beginning God created. All right. So everything in life is about creation. And marketing. Zuckerberg, he created the Facebook, right? We didn't have Facebook 30 years, 80 years ago when they had Ebony magazines and the Jets and all that. It was created. So what are you going to create? What is in your mind that you're going to create? I want you to know that you are creative beings. You find ways to survive in the valley. Ain't no Walmart here. So you got to figure out how to get 10 miles down the road to Perry. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but a bunch of food here to get you fat, so you got to go somewhere if you want something healthy. So what's your creativeness? When I was in college, I knew what I wanted to do, and I always write down the things you want, because I said I wanted to do an intern at a company called SIBA, and I ended up doing it. But one of the most powerful things you can do, write everything down. Not Google, not Facebook on your timeline. You know what? One of the most powerful things Google does, they save all your data. But they had to write it down, they had to keep it in storage. 1 year ago, you'll see what you were doing, who you was running with, who you was kissing, what city you was in. So you got to save your data. So you got to save your memories. Write down everything you want to do in this world. I don't care how big or how small it is, write it down. You got to write it down. If you don't write it down, then you're going to forget about it. Think about somebody say, did you see my post on Instagram? And you scroll by for 7 seconds, and something new comes up today, you done forgot. Write everything down. Put it inside of something, put it on a sheet of paper, and watch it come to life. It's like a bad song you heard one time. Y'all don't know about no Soldier Boy probably, but you know, like you say, ooh, Superman, that's the Superman, that, you know what I'm saying? I hated that song. But after a while, I was trying to give me some glass about Superman. Superman, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to. So that's what you do. When you write stuff down, you're putting it in your mind that what you want to do. When you see all these sororities and fraternities, you didn't know what they was until you kept seeing their letters everywhere, 3 letters, and you tried to figure it out. But just like people put impressions in your mind, you got to put some impressions in your mind what you want to do. You got to tell yourself what you want to do and how you want yourself to be in this life. You can write your story. You can definitely write your story. It was a time when I was in my life and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And I would always follow everybody else. My greatest advice I could tell you is just sometimes you got to follow yourself. Any kind of idea that you got, as crazy as it might be like being in the classroom. You raise your hand and you be like, somebody else raised their hand and you kept in your mind, but you knew the answer. Don't be scared to make mistakes. Fail fast. Any questions, concerns?
What's some good advice? Wait, you said the credit
Guru. Yes.
What's some good advice for college students as far as credit?
Download you the app, Credit Karma. You got Credit Karma?
No.
No. All right. So everybody needs to download the app, Credit Karma. And Credit Karma is an app where you can learn your credit scores. So the credit scores are very important. If y'all got my number, I can see y'all some information and brochures and pamphlets on credit. So I'll give y'all a quick life lesson on credit that'll make y'all an expert. All right. So this is what I do credit for a living, so everybody knows what credit is. So, you know, unless you know what credit is, right? So this is my brochure. I can send y'all a copy of it or whatever it is. And I learned about credit. Like, I'm a big boy, kind of chunky, like to eat. Ate a little bit more after I left college, but you know. What kind of pie you like? Key lime pie. Okay, what kind of pie you like? Sweet potato pie. What kind of pie you like? Pecan pie.
Peach.
What kind?
Peach.
Peach kind of peach pie. You know what kind of pie I like?
Any kind.
Credit pie. Yeah, I like that credit pie. Cause you know what? This pie is going to determine whether you get that apartment, whether you get that job, good insurance rates. It's the credit pie. So, anybody know the lowest credit score that you can possibly get? Okay, all right. 300. Anybody know the highest credit score?
It's like 8 something.
750? 850?
It's 8 something.
8 something? Oh, you don't know, 850. So y'all need to call me so I can help y'all with y'all credit for real. I should have talked on credit. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, so 850 is the highest credit score. So y'all need to download your Credit Karma app, and I'm going to show you some things to teach you how to get your credit score right. So 300 is the lowest credit score. 850 is the highest. So you have 850 from 300 is how many points?
550.
550. So you got 550 points that you can possibly earn, like your grades at school. 550 points you can earn. So if you get the Credit Karma app, y'all need to download it. You'll see some boxes at the bottom. And when I say pie, I say pie because those 550 points are broken down into percentages. And so the percentages are broken down to where you get your points at. So the highest part of the puan, I call it puame pie, like a pecan and uame pie together, like, you know what I'm saying, Wakanda. All right. So the P is the payment history. So the payment history on your credit is everything you got, you pay on time. So unless y'all went and got some credit cards, most of y'all, if y'all went and got a student loan, your payment history will be your loans you paying in school, which you're not paying, will be deferred. So that's 192 points that you're getting. So most of y'all will probably have a credit score, if you don't have any credit cards, it'll be like a 5 something. Because 300 plus 192 is 492.5, right? So the U in the credit is utilization. How many of y'all got credit card? Credit card. So that's the most powerful thing. The credit card is utilization, which is worth 30% of your credit. How many know how much of the credit card you should have used every month? How much, what's the percentage? How much?
It's no more than 30, right?
No more than 30.
Yeah.
I'm going with it.
30?
Which one?
Okay, 30, okay, all right. So they say 30% is what you're supposed to have. But to get the maximum amount of point of the 165 is between 1% and 7%. So if you got a $1,000 credit card, in order to get that maximum 165 points, you need to have about a $70 balance. So most people, if you get your credit card, and most of y'all probably got $300, $500 credit card, if you're $200 or $300 some dollar limit, then you ain't getting those points. So that makes a big difference in your credit score. So if you ever have if you look at your credit score, you got a 5 something, 6 something, 9 times out of 10, if you ain't never late on nothing, then that utilization is what's going to really make the difference.
Okay, so that's what.
In your credit. Yeah, that's what's going to keep your credit down. But you got to get the Credit Karma app. It ain't necessarily like, it's not totally accurate, but it gives you a base percentage of the breakdown. All right, the next is the age of the credit. So age of the credit is, you can really start using credit at the age of 13. Your parents can add you on their credit card. But most parents don't, because a lot of people don't have the credit card. So the age of your credit is how long you had your credit. So depending on your age and what bracket you're in, that's 82.5 points that you can get from your credit, from your age. The next is the mixture. The mixture is you got two things on your credit. You got installments, which are payments of car loans, student loans, anything that you pay the same every month is installment. So you got to have one installment and two revolving. So if you got two credit cards and you got your one student loan, then you're getting those 55 points, the mixture. And the next is the inquiries. Like, a lot of people go out here and apply for things. Inquiries stay on your credit for 2 years, so you're not supposed to have more than 2 inquiries every 6 months. So that's the other 55 points. So that's what makes up the pie of credit. So once you learn this pie chart right here, this factor, then you'll be able to master credit. Most people just go up and they just say, no, I'm gonna try to do this. Nah, they got to figure it out. You just can't come to Folk Valley and say, I'm gonna try to graduate. They already got it already, what class you got to take, how much you have to spend, and how many hours you have to be here. So, credit. This is what I do. I change lives. This is one of the most important things you're gonna need this. It's gonna make a difference where you can get a car, a house, whatever you want. And I learned right over here, and Dr. Richards, I forgot his name, but all this right here determines your interest rate. I learned this in economics. I think this is one of the most powerful things I learned in Fort Valley. Who knows the rule of 72?
I forgot.
Oh, you forgot it. Okay, all right then. Okay, Lord, let my living be in vain. All right then. Lord. Rule of 72. You know the rule of 72? Rule of 72? Rule 72. Rule 72, I learned this, I'm an ag econ major, economics. I forgot teacher name, he gave me a great book. But he said the rule of 72. Any number that you divide into 72 is how many years it takes for it to double. So if you got a 25% interest rate buying a car, a little bit over 3 years, under 3 years, then your interest rate gonna double. So when you're buying cars and houses and whatever, when you got a 3% interest rate, that's a good interest rate. But if you got bad credit, 500 credit score, and they give you a 22% interest rate, then they're gonna double their money off you within 2.5, 3 years.
Just automatic?
Just automatic, that's the interest rate. The interest rate is what's controlling it. So yeah, so whatever the interest rate is, divided into 72, that's what's gonna determine what you're paying. So if you look at somebody, well, I got a good interest rate, I got 13%. No, that ain't good. Credit cards are gonna always, a lot of times they're gonna have high interest rates because it's unsecured, but if you got real good credit, you'll get a 0% interest rate. But most times y'all can get 18, 20-some% interest rate cards. It's gonna be ridiculous. And the interest is gonna be like out this world. So that's a short synopsis on credit. And I've written 5 books named Derek Pickett. Everybody should write y'all a book. A book don't take long. You can write a book and have it published in 2 weeks. Everybody has a story to tell. If you didn't, you wouldn't have the Kardashians, Love and Hip Hop New York, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Love and Hip Hop Miami, Love and Hip Hop Folk Valley, whatever you want. They got a story because somebody streaming what's going on in Folk Valley over in one of them doors. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if it's how long hair you got. I don't care how long lashes. I don't care if you would go with the boyfriend and boy, whatever. I don't know if they got boy no more. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a story to tell. So tell your story. And things take work. It takes work. I love God. I believe in prayer. But faith without works is dead. Tell you a last little story. Little boy. Going down, it's Christmas time. Going down the road. Saw a bike in the window. Daddy told him, yo, if you want that bike, all you gotta do is pray to Jesus. He'll make it happen. Went home that night, prayed, dear Lord Jesus, please let me get my bike. Woke up that morning, the bike went out. Went and did it again. Told the daddy. Prayed about 2 weeks straight. Oh, Dad, I've been praying. He said, keep praying. Jesus gonna bring your bike. So one day, the little boy came home, walking by a Catholic church, saw a statue of the Mother Mary. You know what he did? He grabbed Mary, took her home, and put her up under his bed. You know what his prayer was that night? Dear Jesus, if you want to ever see your mama again, I need my bike in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm sorry. So sometimes I'm praying, but I'm going to get married sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, so sometimes prayer works, but sometimes you gotta do a little something. You know what I'm saying?